Amongst the rattle of snores, dusty rain, and smell of nicotine, a voice in front of me demanded, "Stay right there!" I sat where I was, leaning forward. A cat crawled from beneath the recliner and then stood upright, shaking its paws one by one. It was purest white and looked at me with eyes the color of regal purple. Uh, it sat in front of me, tilting its head. Our eyes were level, so I assumed I was a cat too. I asked, "What is she dreaming about?" "Us. When she wakes up, we disappear." "That sounds familiar, but we must be quiet anyway," the cat said. "Don't worry. As long as you don't kill her, we'll be fine. She won't even stir." "All right. I could never kill anybody, though." The cat perked its fluffy ears and widened its eyes as if a human foot had unexpectedly trodden between us. It relaxed again, silently allowing the dust to gray its fur. My eyes found the flower on the shelf, and I focused them to get a better look. So,
Yeah. So Lance, first question for you is, what inspired this character? You know, the central protagonist here is quite distinctive, and was it drawn from someone you know? Was it something biographical, or where did it come from, in essence?
in a sense, it was biographical, because at the time I wrote it, I was a lost boy myself. So, I wrote this book after writing 4 other novels that didn't really go anywhere. Um, and I had just left the country where I'd spent some time, and I thought I would stay there for a while. I was in Korea, so I sort of on a whim took off to India, where I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know what I would do there. And it turned out what I would do there is write this book, and yeah, that sense of not knowing exactly what to do comes from him. But of course, my parents didn't have any expectation for me at all, so I guess I don't relate with that part of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is somewhat biographical. Yeah.
So this is a story that's been in development for a while. How long would you say that is? And was it something that you kind of would come back to frequently, or was it something that would lay dormant for a while and you would come back with kind of a new perspective after some time passed?
No, it wasn't dormant for a while. I mean, it was dormant in the sense that it was gathering dust on my hard drive for a number of years. But like I've been very, I guess, sheepish about promotion. It took some work to get over that. So I would like hand it around, show it to a few friends, and get some feedback. Then after that, like put it in the slush pile at a publishing house, and and of course nothing would happen because nothing ever happens. So so after that, I just kind of moved on to the next story. But like of the books that came before it, I mean, I will never do anything with those probably, but this one I was quite proud of. So I decided just to put it out there, get it in people's hands.
Hmm.
So as for like the process, which is where you're getting at, it was only for the main writing about 2 months. It was about 2 months long. Like I was in a kind of commune in India, and made it part of a regimen because I was spending my days in meditation with the world's largest crystal ball. You can Google
Which,
where that is and
well, I
find out
mean,
where I was.
and I mean, to put that into perspective for people, when you say the world's largest, how
Yeah.
big approximately are we talking? The size of a human head, or the size of a of a
Oh no, much
stadium.
bigger than that.
Yeah. I mean,
uh, the size of a prize pumpkin. Actually, those can get pretty big though. Um, where's my writerly instincts? Like, what metaphor could I use? Uh,
I mean, a particularly noteworthy
like
a noteworthy squash size. Not maybe, prize winning, but definitely something you'd mention to someone if you saw it in the field.
yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, if the crystal ball were a pumpkin, you would be quite impressed.
Yeah.
So that's how big it was.
Well, I mean, so certainly it's inspiring. Did the significance of that crystal ball in the area in which you were writing in any way find itself represented in the story in some way?
Uh, yeah, but that appeared not as a theme, but it appeared rhetorically because I would spend like a few hours in writing. Like I wanted to get 5 pages a day, and I found that structure really worked out well. Like my mind was always like ready for that. It knew what to expect, and I didn't like waste any time like trying to overcome some writer's block or something like that. It just never happened. Um, so yeah, I should just turn off notifications. Uh, but like within the rhetoric, which goes into a lot of description and granular detail on very mundane things. Like we find what was happening there because I was trying to be at the time quite meditative and contemplative, but at the same time I have my own unique brand of humor like coming through, which can be disturbing to some, but would do well with others. Like I think I don't have a hand, right? That's gone.
That seems to be gone. Yeah.
Right.
Is that
Don't
intentional?
worry about that. Is it intentional that I lost my hand? Well, that's quite funny.
Because one of the themes of the book, as I remember, is amputeeism, right?
Yeah, and not only amputeeism, but he loses his right hand, and it's not a spoiler to say that he actually admits it pretty early in the book. That the whole book is the story about how he lost his right hand and what he did about it. So,
is this a story you're very proud of it? Is it a story that you could write today, or is it a story that you could only have written at that time in your life?
It's a story that got me started. That got me started on other projects because actually, oh, my camera fell asleep. Because the question you didn't ask is like this is the fifth book that you've written, and like have you written any since then, right? So so and the answer is yes. I've written 9 in total, and like I hit number 9, and I'm quite happy with that one as well. So like it's nothing I would return to actually. This is actually an effort to pave the way for the 9th book to receive an audience as well, and like I hope it would do very well. So, so the themes within the book, like the jumping in and out of dreams, and the peculiar conversations on spiritualism and so forth. Those are themes I enjoy, but I've become a bit more cynical towards over time. So I might tonally be very different if I talked about those things again. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, and so the kind of the elephant in the room is, of course, the fact that we're doing this in a virtual room. And would you say
Sure.
a few words? This obviously being Rec Room, one of the best creative social VR
One of the
platforms.
best.
I mean, I'm just being.
One of the best.
And for my money, it's the best.
How dare you?
I think we do share that opinion. But some people really love VR chat, and there are some other ones as well, Neos, that are quite good that you'll also be visiting. So,
Yeah.
can you talk about
Yeah.
a little about how you prepare for these? This is this is the launch, but for all the ones coming, how are you kind of preparing to the extent that you can set up, or what are there are things? There's a lot of birds here in this particular venue
Sure.
that you put there. Do they connect to the story, or how do you set up your spaces? How can you, and how do you plan to set them up and connect to the story?
Well, actually, my thought going into this space is I wanted I wanted it to be cozy, and I thought the birds would be a welcome distraction, like because like as you're listening to somebody, especially if they're just in an avatar and you don't pick up on their micro expressions, it's like to be honest, I struggle with wearing a headset. I also wear glasses. That's like I have my glasses and a headset resting on my glasses, which causes me to sweat while I'm also I have a very dry mouth, so I'm trying to juggle like water as well. So, but I'm trying in these spaces to give you an opportunity to look away while I compose myself. But like even if everything went well, I would want something like comfortable here.
Mhm.
But for other spaces, like I'll be going to Miniland on Tuesday. So if you don't know Miniland, you can get Miniland on Steam, and I expect it'll be very nice. It'll be short, it'll be nice, but that one. That platform doesn't include speaking, like there's no like audio speaking, so it has to all be done by text. And it's not terribly interesting to watch somebody type for any amount of time. So I need to find something again to distract people from the long pauses, and I think I found a place. It's like I've given a good context to it, and it'll whoa, uh, yeah, it'll be something that even if you didn't like absorb a single word of what was written down, then you can still find joy in the experience. So
Mhm.
uh, so yeah, for the others, yeah, it's just I'm scouting and trying to find what seems appropriate. It's like for some of them, like just finding a library will be appropriate. It's like that's what I did for Roblox already, and that was a pre-launch event. Like just to test things out. It was in Roblox, and I found a piano player in my life to come in and accompany me on piano while I was reading. So it's like even if like you were completely frustrated with my slow typing speed, at the very least you could hear piano music and leave feeling like that was nice. So
Great. So, I mean, I think it's been a pretty successful event to launch this series. We had a very active and engaged audience, and I want to congratulate you on the successful launch of the tour, and wish you great success on the remainder of this adventure you're going on across all these these different platforms, the multiverse, as some people call it.
yeah, no, much appreciated. Actually, as people discover it, I could always come back and sit through another reading here in Rec Room, which is my home away from home. So yeah, until next time.